What is up, people? Welcome to another episode of Geekin on Tech. I gotta think of a tagline, but we will have one by next episode. I am your host, Didge. With me, as always, is the homie Trayvon, Mr. Nerd with the Tech. Trayvon, how you doing today?
Doing good. How are you doing? Happy to be here. It should be fun to talk about whatever is going on in this tech world we're in.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week. There's been a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm happy to be here as well. I'd like we were saying before, it's always nice to have a chance to just geek out for a little bit, especially about tech. I don't have a ton of people that I can always talk about that with, so this is great.
Right. Same. Same. All
So
right.
I wanted to start off. I was able to test out the Apple Live translation.
Hmm.
Obviously, we were both sad to see that it wasn't coming to the Power Beats Pros.
Yeah.
Uh, Halfway through the week, I remembered I have a pair of Apple. I have a pair of the AirPod Pros. I
Hmm.
gave them to my mom. Like I just
Hmm.
once I got the Power Beats, I was like, I don't need these anymore. So I gave them to her. And so then I called her up and I said, "Hey, I'm actually gonna need those for about a week. I want to be able to test this out." Um, she didn't really care. I don't think she uses them for much, to be honest. I think she's just like, "Hey, another set of headphones, whatever." So I did that. I used them in all different ways. I tried it with first just talking to someone,
Hmm.
and much like many of the videos, it does work really well when you're talking to a person.
Okay.
Um, you can't hear ambient. Like I definitely had them on while I was at the store. Just had the live translation going, and I can hear people actively talking in other languages. And I had it just set for Spanish. You could hear people actively talking in Spanish, but unless you're almost looking at them, it doesn't. You're not picking up on it. Or if you are picking up on it, it's like picking up half a word, so it's kind of mistranslating it. So it's like that's kind of what was to be expected. It makes sense that you don't want to be able to just go and eavesdrop on people. So
I
that
mean,
depending on the situation, yeah, yes. But there was that. So then I also tried it with listening to music, which I don't know why you would ever want to listen to like a Spanish song, and then translate it like that. Just it seems
like,
weird, but I just wanted to see if
read
you
it
could
out.
do it.
Does it like try to sing it? Like
No,
what?
it
Oh,
just it. So I listened to Denzel Caduro, and it takes about 2 seconds to always translate, but it was working in translating it. Like I just sat here at my desk, had my speakers pointed towards me, and let it play. And it's a weird situation of listening to the music and then hearing 2 seconds Siri with this robotic voice going in and sort of explaining the song. So
Ah,
it was an interesting
hmm.
experience. And then the last thing I tried it with was just actively watching TV. So like watching something in Spanish, and that was also an interesting experience because I tried it once with the YouTube video of like someone reading a story in Spanish,
Hmm.
and that worked because they talk slower. They take a little bit more pauses.
Right.
Whereas when I switched it to, I just put some show on Netflix. It was like street food show. That one didn't work as well because when you're starting to get to people who are talking to each other, especially in Spanish, which is kind of a fast paced language, they were kind of like it was going too fast. So
Hmm.
like it was trying to pick up on the conversation, but because of the fast paced nature of it, it would catch like say if you and I are going back and forth, it's catching half of what I'm saying, half of what you're saying, and thinking that it's one person and trying to put it together to one. So it was weird. Like, granted, if someone talks slower, it might work better, but it didn't seem like it was ready for that either. Which I know, granted, that's not what they built it for, but I was just
Right.
curious to see if it works. So,
So what about? So you say you tried a TV show. I
mhm.
wonder how Chief of War would work, like something like that, because they aren't
Mm,
talking that fast. I don't feel
right. And
like.
so I didn't. I know you sent me that article about where it had the more languages in the beta.
Yeah.
To start off with, they did not have all of those languages, obviously. So I
Hmm.
tried to show obviously in Spanish, and then I also tried one in French.
Okay.
And both of those are kind of faster languages. So it, it's either way, both of those. it was kind of doing the same thing. But when it was catching the translation, like I said, with the stories and having the person who they talk slower, they're reading it and they would take pauses in between. So like when it sort of had time to sort of think about what it just heard, it worked
Right.
really well. The translation was great. Also had just the closed captions on, so I could test the both, like make sure it was doing it correctly. Um, so unless both are lying to me, it worked out. So I do think for it to still say that it's in beta, it's definitely doing really well with it.
Okay. Yeah, you know naturally the first thing I thought of was, you go somewhere, you want to probably talking slick about you, and
Hmm.
you just be like, just stand there, just look at them, and just see if it just. But okay, so it's not like that.
No, no.
But
So like if they're unless they're looking at you, talking to you, and
mm-hmm.
expecting that you don't know what they're saying, then you could kind of catch it. But
Mm,
if they're turned to someone else and they're talking to them, you're probably not gonna know.
got it. Okay. Well, hey, good
Next
for
time you're out,
traveling.
that's what I was gonna say. Next time you're out of this country and you're somewhere where you need to order something or figure out where the bathrooms are, it could definitely do that for you.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. That's cool.
Yeah, I was happy with what it was. I wanted to go next into these Samsung e-ink displays. Have you seen these things?
I have not, but I remember Samsung had a phone a long time ago. It was a flip phone. My mom was obsessed with it. I think it had an e-ink display on it, and it would like change depending on what you were doing. Like it was
Mm.
interesting. It was an interesting concept. I was like, oh, okay, but no, I haven't seen these in particular. No,
So these things,
let me see if I
it
can
looks
find
like
that
it's
phone.
like a and we're actually gonna look at it. It's digital signages for businesses, but how great they look has a lot of people saying, well, I kind of want this in a phone. So we're going to watch the video on sort of how they're showing the flexibility and the just how it looks. So obviously, it's very much marketed to businesses right now. But I think
Right.
a couple of the things that they showed in here that were interesting to a lot of people who wanted it in like a tablet or a smartphone was one, how thin it was, and two, how little power it needed to use. Um, it doesn't seem like too many people have gotten a chance to like fill it out for themselves and see how it works, like if you're touching it or whatever.
Right.
But the colors apparently have been reported to look very beautiful, like it's very vibrant and stuff like that. And so they're like, this could be a phone. This could be a phone display, or this can be a tablet display. And we've started to see the advent of e-ink like e-ink tablets already. I think it was like a TCL tablet that's e-ink, just like an e-ink tablet right now. That's probably the most known one that I know, and it's color e-ink. And a lot of people are just saying, "Hey, we want to see Samsung sort of get into that thing." Are you interested in a Samsung e-ink display tablet?
Um, I'm curious on the application of it, like the way they showed it about having it in stores and stuff like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, They didn't mention anything about durability, did they?
They did not.
Yeah,
Um,
that's always my thought. Like about when they have things like this, they're like, oh, it's it's thin as paper or whatever. I'm like, okay, but how strong is it though?
that
Like
is fair.
like it sounds nice, but if somebody hit it, is it going to survive? Like,
I get you. It doesn't look like I see anything that they claim that it could be outside. So you gotta assume if they're thinking that you could have
okay,
this outside, it should be able to extend like handle the elements
water,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
Water, elements, all of that. And I know there are, like I said, there are a couple e-ink display tablets out there. The big thing that it seems to be used for right now is that handwriting feature. So, it's mimicking paper already. So the handwriting and writing overall just feels so much better with it.
Hmm.
And I think that's like the biggest draw. And then it's the zero, what does it say? 0 watts of power when static stuff. So
Okay,
ideally battery life should be
yeah,
amazing with
amazing.
it.
Now it was just display. Is it touch enabled at all,
I
or it's
believe
just for
so.
displaying right now?
I think this display itself, it looks like it's probably not touch enabled, but I'm sure you can put this over a capacitive touchscreen.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Hey, look, it's cool. That just means they'll just make these phones thinner and thinner.
Right. And
They'll
I
just
think, like I said, that's the bigger thing. It's thinner phone, less
lighter
battery,
phone.
lighter phone, less
Yeah,
battery usage. Those are always the hallmarks of that's probably your biggest innovation points right now.
yeah.
Because you can't really do too much with design and
Cameras,
yeah,
not cameras now. Yeah, um, these cameras are beating out the most expensive. These phones are beating out the most expensive cameras
right.
these days. So, yeah, I think this is really cool. Samsung is always coming out with some weird stuff, and like, and a
They
lot of
are.
these phone screens are Samsung. They might not say it,
Hmm.
but a lot of them are built by Samsung, Apple included. So, we gotta see what happens with this technology, and I'm assuming Samsung use it first. They kind of like their
Hmm.
own test dummy. I felt like,
I
and
mean,
then they'll pass it around.
that's
Um,
probably the smartest thing to do, especially owning all of the means of production, so you can do all of that in house. You don't have to worry about losing out too much like manufacturing and R&D money because it's like, who are you really paying at this point yourself?
right,
Like,
right, right. No, that's smart of them. They are always doing that. Um, yeah, it looks cool.
yeah,
Where's
I'd
my
be here for it at
Where's
least
my
to test
E
it
and
out.
Galaxy phone? That's funny.
It's
I like the
so
title.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah, I would be very interested in seeing how they would use this. They kept twisting it and stuff, and make it
so
look like it's bendable.
I don't know if
Now
I
I'm
care
like,
about that
is it?
part. Like, do I really care about having a bendable?
That just made me think about a fold. That's all that made me think about. Like, and that trifold they got coming
And
thing.
I mean, we
That's
can
all it made me think
we
about.
can we can very much get there
Yeah.
because
So I mean,
it's like you said, that's an interesting device. I know we don't have any concrete news about that, but while we're here talking about just Samsung displays in general, we could talk more about the trifold and the continued rumors about it. The last thing I saw was that there was supposed to be another Galaxy Unpacked event on Monday. I feel like that's kind of out now because they would have had invites go out either yesterday or today.
right, right.
Now, unless it's not going to be an event and they're just on Monday going, "Hey, this is our new device," and
I doubt that. I highly doubt that for a trifold. Also, I feel like they're gonna want to make a big deal out of that.
I agree. I very much
To be the
agree.
first one. Well, no, not the first one, right? I don't think they're the first one.
No, so Xiaomi
Huawei has
has
done one.
their.
Yeah,
It
okay,
was
yeah,
Huawei. It was Huawei. You're
yeah.
right, but
But it's not here. They
it's
don't. They're the
not
first one
here.
here.
That is also true.
So, um,
Have you come around on the trifold since our last talk about them?
not until they tell me about what. Not until they tell me about the durability of this screen. Like, if there's some kind of new technology they're using that makes it stronger. Because, like I said, this is why I'm not that hesitant about the fold right now,
Mm-hmm.
The softer screen is on the inside when
Right.
it's closed. You have a trifold, part of that screen is on the outside. That was the
Mm-hmm.
hesitation I had with Huawei when they first did it. I was like, that doesn't seem like, and that was like a couple. I think it was like a couple years ago now. I was like, and they tried that, and I was like, I want to know how that is practically. Like, you put it in your pocket, stuff like that. Like, this is not hard like a regular screen.
Right.
So they can get scratched, they can get damaged very easily. So I'm just like, I don't know. I just didn't feel comfortable about when they did that. And I was like, oh, let's see. Now Samsung figures out something and they make it where it's really durable now.
Mm-hmm.
That just tells me whatever they put in there will be in the next fold as well.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
regular one. So I'm like, I'm curious. I'm very interested to see what they do and how they explain that, because that's the only thing I'm zooming in on is the durability of it. Because I already know that Samsung can do it, the fold and all that stuff. I already know they can do all that. I just want to know how durable it is. That's it.
No, that's very fair. I think it's one of those things in as you continue to try to innovate. Like we just got through saying that there's not much less you could do with phones. I guess that is the one thing that you still can't do is how
Yeah.
many times can I fold to make this device bigger, but
Yeah.
also stay small when you need it
Right.
to be small.
Right.
I I don't. I'm kind of not here for it, to be honest. I don't know if when we talked about it before, I'm still not on the fence that I want a tablet and phone in one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very much here for
Yeah,
that. I'm
fair.
very much. I think that's cool. I just wanted to be practical where I close it up. I don't feel nervous about it. The
Hmm.
phone right now, I'm fine when it's closed up. I'm not gonna open it up and have it outside while I'm walking around like this open. I'm not gonna do that. So that's just me.
You're not walking down
Um,
the street reading with it or anything.
no. I'm sitting down somewhere.
Okay. Okay.
um, and I use it as a tablet. I also put it in my gaming controller thing. Like, put it in there to play games on it. So it's kind of like my screen for that too.
Okay.
So that's the biggest use I have for it. That screen is huge, and using it for gaming is great. Um, yeah, I don't know. We got to see what they come up with, because if they can do that, that'll be very cool to see.
Hmm.
Um, it's always about, we got to make sure this crease is gone. I'm just like, y'all know it's
Yeah.
bending. I don't
You got to
know.
make sure. You got to make sure that it doesn't feel like three separate screens when you have them all the way open. And I
Yeah,
think having a noticeable crease does like takes away from that.
I guess it. I don't know. When you use it long enough, you don't notice it. You honestly,
Okay.
you don't. When you first look at it, like, oh look, the crease is there. Like, that's the big deal everybody's talking about. Look, what is it? The
Mm-hmm.
Pixel Fold. They're like, oh look, the crease is less than Samsung's. I'm like, but how many people buying the Pixel Fold versus the Samsung one?
I mean, you can say
Also,
that for any
AT&T,
Pixel phone.
AT&T doesn't even carry the Fold for the Pixel.
Really?
They don't even carry it,
I
which is
wonder what.
crazy.
And they carry all the other Pixel phones, I assume, right?
Yes, they do. And they carry the Samsung. They carry the Samsung Fold. They do not carry the
In
Pixel Fold.
what world does that make sense then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Does T-Mobile carry it? Let
I
me
don't know.
look.
I don't know what.
T-Mobile. So if I go from
Mhm,
Google Store,
mhm,
Verizon is obviously Google Fi. I don't know how many
mhm.
people in the world
Right,
have
right,
Google Fi,
right.
but of the traditional carriers, Verizon is the only carrier they have listed.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Apparently, they don't feel it'll be profitable. Apparently, that's what I read. That's what AT
Okay,
initially didn't do it. But I was like,
so
but you do Samsung, so but okay. I don't know. Whatever.
I
I
mean,
guess.
I guess to that point, I am curious how many people are buying Pixel phones in general.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Pixel phones are beautiful. Like, I do think that they're great. I think Google sometimes relies a little bit too much on the software versus the hardware, so that could be an issue. We always talk about that with like in terms of the camera and everything. But I wonder if I would say sort of like some of the fears from like the Nexus days and stuff like that. How much of that is haunting Google's hardware now?
I kind of
Where
hear. Okay.
oh no, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I like, based on some of the stuff I watch, MKBHD stuff like that, the different stuff I've watched, where it seems like pixels don't hold up. for a long period of time. Like they may look great at first, the software is cool, whatever they got, but eventually it doesn't hold up. It's like their hardware breaks down. That's what it seems like. So
For the
I don't know.
longest, obviously, Google had to contract out to other
Hmm.
people. And I think they bought HTC, if I
Yeah,
remember
that sounds
correctly,
right.
to sort of bring in all the manufacturing in house. And I kind of wonder how many of those people, when they bought HTC and brought them in house, how many of those people stayed on, and like how much actually, like actual in house manufacturing, at least like manufacturing chops, do they really have to sort of hang with the Samsungs, the Apples of the world, you know?
Mm, yeah, I don't know. It's they're not talked about as a higher regard. I feel like as Samsung and Apple are, although
Right.
Pixel comes directly from Google. It's
Mm-hmm.
always funny. It's like when you think about Android, you don't think about a Pixel. You think about a Samsung phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's like
They're very
no,
much an afterthought. Like,
yeah,
if you wanted to say there was a big three of, they're just by nature they have to be the third,
yeah,
but it's a very distant third.
yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, Pixel is kind of just like Apple has their, it's purely theirs. So all
Mm-hmm.
the software goes to it purely. Same goes with Pixel. All the software goes to it purely, but that's not, it's not thinking the same way. They're not
I
thought.
think it's I think it's just that they started too late with that, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
that's true.
Apple came out the gate with we handle everything.
Yeah,
Google came out the gate with we want it to be free and open. So
right.
we just want a software for
It's on
everyone.
everybody's phones. It's
Yeah.
on every manufacturer's phone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so I think it's one of that. And I think it's evident. And as we get into our next topic of Android XR, that it's very evident because Android XR is coming by way of Samsung. So
Yeah.
it's like this is your big next venture, but the device that you're premiering it on is this Samsung XR tablet or XR headset, which one thing looks very much like a Apple Vision. And granted, I don't know how else you could do, like, it just looks suspiciously close to an Apple Vision.
Now, what would the
Where
cost be like the Apple Vision? That's the
I got that
question.
for you. So coming from Android Police, this is obviously it's the I think they don't have an official name for it. They're just calling it the Samsung XR headset.
Hmm.
And they're saying that because it's from Qualcomm, it's gonna have like the Snapdragon XR2 Plus chip, stuff like that. And they're pricing it between 1,800 and
Hmm.
2,900 at launch.
Hmm.
So that's a wildly large range. Like
It is.
$1,000 range is insane. But even at the high end of that range, you're still $600 cheaper than the Apple Vision Pro.
Now,
So
something Samsung does that Apple doesn't do is usually if you buy their phones, they give you some kind of discount on their all of the devices. Like I wonder if you get some kind of bundle with this thing, like if you buy the next Fold or whatever, the next S20, S29 or whatever, I don't know, S27, whatever the next number is, because I don't follow them too much right now. But those Samsung is good for that. They'll give you credits
mhm.
toward other stuff. Um, a lot of times you wind up getting the watch for free. And I mean, that's a couple $100 right there. I mean, so maybe that's one thing Apple ain't doing. Apple like, oh yeah, if you want the phone, we'll give you a discount on the Vision Pro. No, they give you that.
So this has a rumored October 21st release date.
That's very interesting.
So I feel like if they were planning that, we would have seen that at the last Galaxy Unpacked or like the one where they were talking about the phones.
Now, is this the launch, like just an announcement?
It
Because
says so the report said launch date.
because the next X phone should be in the beginning of the year,
Right.
so that's usually how they do it. So I can see
Yeah.
them announcing it, like I mean, kind of how Apple did it. Like, look, come try it,
Right, right.
type of
Yeah, so
thing
this
at
is
Best Buys or something.
so
You
yeah,
know,
so this report is coming from ET News, which is a South Korea-based publication.
mm,
They're saying that it will be unveiled and released on October 21st, which if we're talking about the trifold potentially coming with this Galaxy Unpacked, whether it's
so
next week week after or whatever.
It's a special event.
Right. Hey, this is our premium event because I'm sure that Galaxy Fold trifold, because the Galaxy Fold is already what, 1,700?
No, 2,000 this time.
Oh, it is flat out
It is
2,000.
2,000
Okay.
this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably at least 26. Maybe 3,000. Maybe every screen is 1,000. So
Samsung made you pay for, like, the outside screen got expanded. They made it thin. It's all right, 2,000 now.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like 1,800 before, I believe.
Oh yeah, so that might be every screen is 1,000. 2,900. Like,
good luck. I don't know.
I mean,
I can't. That's too much. That's crazy.
I mean, if you're saying that one's 2,000, I can't see any lower than 2,500.
Usually, so it's 2,000, but usually, all the when you
carrier
trade in
stuff and stuff,
trading, you get at least 1,000 off of the thing. I mean,
but see, so that's how you get it. Now it's 2,500, 1,000 off. You're paying 1,500.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, because I mean, the Samsung is very aggressive with their discounts and stuff, with their trade-ins and all this other stuff. Especially if you like sign up early, like they give you credit for that, like different things. Apple ain't doing none of that. Samsung will do stuff like that.
They are not, and so I want to share this other vantage point. Just sort of that way you could sort of see what they're calling their OLED OS, which is OLED on silicon.
Okay.
Do you like how it looks? I mean, like I said, it
looks like very much like the Vision Pro. I just want to know if it have we seen the interface? I don't know if they're showing anything, right?
We haven't seen anything, nor do we have any hardware related info. So like we know that it's going to be on that OLED OS, but what does that mean? We know that because Qualcomm's involved, that it's going to have that Snapdragon XR2 chip. Mm-hmm. But what outside of that? Like we have none of that. And that's where, if it is coming October 21st, the rumors of that a Galaxy Unpacked is coming soon.
The fact that they haven't shown us, maybe they're that. I don't know. Does that mean confidence, or does that mean? I don't know. Like, I just don't know what that means.
I don't either. I want to see if I can just quickly Google while we're talking. Maybe rumors went, or maybe invites went out while we've been talking. I haven't seen anything. My quick Google says nothing. So I think it's one of those things where
I do remember
it's before the end of the year.
I remember NKBG did try this thing.
Oh, did he?
I remember 7 months ago. Because I remember I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody talk about this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so they look like they let a lot of creators try it 7 months ago.
Because I know for sure with the trifold, it was said it's going to be announced by the end of the year. And I think it might have been the same with this. So it's like, if it's before the end of the year, we're already going into October. You got 3 months. And I don't think you announcing much in November and December.
Oh, he did show the interface. He showed the interface. It looks very much like the Vision Pro.
Does he? Can you send me that link and we can pull it up?
Yeah, it looks very much like it. That's very funny.
I'm very curious. I tried to look earlier, and this is all I could find. I do remember this video.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Let me go.
It's just been very quiet since then.
This is perfect. Like I said, the hardware.
The software starts at 4 minutes.
Yep, they have chapters. So
yeah.
Let me pull up that.
Hint, it's the exact same move that they use for the Pixel software. So a lot of the basics, a lot of the fundamentals are going to be the same, right? There's a home menu, which has a scrolling list of all your apps, plus some quickly accessible settings and recent apps. And then instead of a digital crown, you can always go home by hitting the top button once or do this hand-tracked gesture to quickly get back there. And yes, there is both hand tracking and eye tracking in this headset. At no point during this demo did I use any controllers, although I do believe that it'll support controllers, might even come with some controllers in the box. Don't know that yet. But this was a very easy headset to just set up, put it on and just use it. And I think also will be super easy to share. So if I just wanted to hand it to someone and they want to see what I see, they put it on. All they really have to do is
yeah.
button.
That's all I wanted to make sure.
Line up the lenses to match their eye distance, and then they're off to the races. I'm using this thing. These windows have these really large handles underneath them or above them.
Actually, so we could talk through it. I'll just mute his, and that way we can just talk through it. Like you said, this looks very much like the Apple
and like
Vision
the Quest
Pro.
As well. It looks like the Quest too. Like
but
Quest
also
like this now too.
I think that's kind of just what XR has to look like. Like you can't. I don't know how else you make that differently. Like you still have to be able to see the real world.
Right.
One thing I kind of hope that they take from Meta, just from seeing like their glasses last week, and even though theirs is more like it has the screen in front of you, their handwriting thing, like that, I still can't get over how great that was. Like just being able to essentially write on any surface using your fingers, and it looks like handwriting. I think that is some of the coolest things that you could do. And I'm sad that it's kind of locked behind Meta because they're going to be cool, but it's also like the Meta software is going to be the thing that is hamstringing those the most. So having that feature on an Android XR or an Apple Vision type of product, like I think that would just be great. I would love to try like video editing on this. Where it's like the entire wall is a screen, and I can look around and look through the video, look like I'm looking through the world again.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is very cool. Like the Apple Vision Pro, that looked great, very clear. The Quest, they like steadily updated it to where it's looking a lot more like this. So it's like, it's already good anyway, but the pass-through wasn't nowhere near the Vision Pro's pass-through. That was the only thing that was different about it. So most of the time, I'm just in an immersive environment. I'm not really looking like at my room with it on. But that's not what I have it on for anyway. Like I don't have it. Like I know you can do things where you can like pin a browser over here, and I can walk away, and I'll come back, and they remember to have that browser still right here on the wall.
Oh, that's fire.
So they do that, stuff like that. So all that stuff is really cool, but that's not really what I like. I'm not setting up an environment where I have this over here, this over here, this over here, and walking around and coming back. No. Yeah, I want I just want the immersive environment of watching stuff in it, playing games in it. Yeah, that's what I use it for. And that thing is a lot cheaper than this.
Yeah, I was just looking up the MetaQuest 3S. I don't know if that's the most recent.
It is. That's the 3 is still the most powerful one.
Okay,
the 3S is just
like a basically like the 6E of it.
Yeah, right.
So then the 3 is 500.
Yeah. And
then the 3S is 300, which is still a far cry from, once again, the rumored 1800 to 2900 of this Android XR or the 3500 of the Apple Vision Pro.
Yes. I would say, Quest 3 is great. It's there. It still works. They steady update it, which is something I really do appreciate. Them not just being like, oh, here the MetaQuest 4. They have not done that to us. They're like, look, we're still updating it. We're still adding stuff to it. Love that for me.
That is definitely great for consumers, especially making sure that they're not like locking all new features to whenever the Quest 4 comes out.
Yeah.
Because that might go up to 1,000. They see all what the rest of these is doing.
Well, I think they might have tried that concept when they tried the Quest Pro.
Oh, I forgot
how much that thing was, but it was high. I remember.
Look and see. That must have died quick because
kind of.
So the Quest Pro looks like it is. Oh no, it's no longer available.
Okay. Yeah, it was not a cheap thing. What I remember.
See, can I get launch price? Woo, 1,500.
Yeah, so it was up there. It was right. It was them trying to premium, and it didn't work. They're like, all right.
I wonder if that's because, once again, Meta software is what's going to hamstring it. Granted, I think people are going to kind of pause at this price for the Android one, just like they paused for the Apple one. but you still had pockets of users who were like, well, think about all the things that you can do with it.
Yeah.
I don't see as big of a pocket of users saying that for a $1,500 Meta device, because the stigma of that is that Meta is still the social media company. Now, granted, obviously, you know that they weren't just using this for Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and stuff. But when you hear Meta, you don't think software company. You sort of think social media company.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, like I think one of the biggest updates they ever did to it, where they let you basically use it as a screen for whatever you wanted. Mm-hmm. So if you had an adapter, you could plug your Switch up into it and have that be your screen for your Switch or stuff like that. I think that was the biggest change they made to it. That was cool. I don't know if the Vision Pro does that. I don't know if you can plug in something with an adapter or whatever. I don't know if it allows you to do that.
I don't know if you can either. Like, I think you would have to have an app for it. So, like, I know,
like stream it there or something.
Yeah,
but
you can stream it there.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I still think the Quest is probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to these things so far.
Okay. So all these looks at the Samsung one, not getting you hyped for a Samsung X. Again, they don't have a name for it, so we're just gonna call it the Samsung XR for right now. Yeah. You're not ready for this?
I'm not. Like, I'll try it. I'm sure they have a demo for it. I'll go try it, but I'm not spending that kind of money on something like that.
There's no Samsung stores around here, so it's like.
No, so that's what I said. Best Buy.
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I was probably like a Best Buy or something. Yeah, we ain't got an Apple store to go to like that.
Right, you ain't got it. I remember when I was in college, they had the Samsung Experience. I worked for them.
Oh, okay. They had, I remember that. I remember that store.
Yeah, they had that, and then what they did on our campus, because the closest like actual store, Chicago, was about an hour west of my college, or hour east, sorry, of where my college was. So they basically brought the store to our student union. So outside in the quad area, they had all these tents and stuff where it was Samsung, like a bunch of products and stuff. And I think this was back during the Galaxy S5 days or something like that.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay.
But they were having us. We all had Samsung shirts, and we're just letting students do all their demos and stuff like that. It was fun. It was great. I got in trouble for having an iPhone, but they were just like it wasn't like big trouble. They were like, hey, you got to keep that in your pocket. I'm a college student. I'm in the middle of class. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing after this. So I'm texting friends and stuff. And they're like, no, you can't have that. You can't have that shirt on and do this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but no, it's.
What about you? Are you think this is interesting?
I am very curious about these devices, but those prices are just like $1,800, even the low end. It still kind of feels like a novelty.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where it's like I said, I would love to do just to try video editing on it. They always show that you could do like the NBA courtside, where you feel like you're sitting courtside at a game, or you feel like you're at the 50-yard line of a football game. Mm-hmm. And both of those look so much fun. And I would love to try those out too. But all of that is still novelty. Mm-hmm. Nothing is like, oh, I need this. Where it's like with those Meta Ray-Ban show ones, I forget the name. It had like a dumb name, but like the Meta Ray-Ban ones, because they're just regular glasses. I can feel like display. The Ray-Ban display. It's such a dumb name, but because they're regular glasses, I can feel like I could just wear that in everyday life and not look like a weirdo. Where it's like, if I'm walking down the street wearing this, or I'm walking down the street with the Apple Vision Pro, one, I'm probably getting robbed, but two, you just look weird.
Yeah, that's another thing. Using those devices, even like, they always say, oh, you use it on the plane and stuff like that. Like, who is what?
Yeah, who is doing that? Like, unless you are a tech reviewer, someone who, I guess you just got crazy money, so you like, if I lose them, I lose them. Well, I don't think a regular person is doing that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I don't think that's a smart. I don't know. They're cool. The idea is cool. Just the price is not.
Yeah, the idea is cool. The price is not, and I don't think that they're ready for real time.
No.
But one thing that might be ready for real time, and I know that you'll be excited for, the iPhone Fold rumors are intensifying.
Oh yeah.
So we just got Mark Gurman in his last Q&A on his Power On newsletter was sort of talking more about the iPhone Fold, and especially on the heels of the iPhone Air launch, where all of the things they were able to do with the iPhone Air, how it was the thinnest iPhone ever. It's holding up really well to durability tests. Like I'm sure you saw the Jerry Everything bin test. I was shocked, but it sounds like all of this was a precursor for Apple to sort of test the technology that they feel that they would need for their iPhone Fold, because the iPhone Fold would essentially be two iPhone Air glued together with the hinge. So it would be
and then the thickness would be about as thick as the iPhone Pro Max. You saw how thick the 17 Pro Max, that's the thickest one we've gotten so far. I feel like that's the concept. I feel that's why they did it. So I look, so they can say that in the keynote. Like it's just as thick as the iPhone 17.
Right. And then when you fold it out, now it's as thin as an iPhone Air.
Yeah.
So this price tag, which I was going to ask you at first, is this like going to give you a hold on it? But it sounds like the Samsung one was just the same. It's estimated it's going to come about 2,000. It says at least 2,000. And I think another analyst, Ming Kuo, was saying that it's probably closer to the 2,500 range, which sounds like Apple.
The 2,500 range? Oof. That's a lot.
So they do say between 2,000 to 2,500, which is in line with Mark Gurman's at least 2,000. But I think everybody's sort of assuming that because of the Apple tax, you're leaning closer to 2,500.
Look, either way, the carriers will get that 1,000 off at least.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. I look. I just think this would be a brilliant device. iPad and the iPhone together sounds amazing to me.
And that is fair. So it would be a 5.5 inch outer screen. That sounds kind of small.
I don't like that. That's the only part of this that I don't like, is the outer screen being that small. Like,
but you get a 7.9 inch, a 7.8 inch inner screen.
Yes. So it's like, I don't know. That's the only thing that give me pause, I think. The outer screen size. I'm just like, because I still want to use this thing normally and then open it when I can. I'm not gonna be opening it all the time because I don't know what kind of technology Apple got on this screen on the inside. That's another thing I'm very interested in too, to see what they have on the inside. Are they using something from Samsung? Did Samsung improve it before then? Like, I'm really curious on what is on the inside of this thing.
I'm really curious if that is a typo, because
what about the S Pen? Not the S Pen, the Apple Pen, Apple Pencil.
That'd be interesting if that could use that. I'm really curious if 5.5 inch for the outer screen is a typo, because the iPhone Air itself is 6.5 inch.
It is.
So it feels very much like a full inch. It feels like you just had a
They're
typo.
Doing that because they don't want it to be like, I don't think they want it to be like a regular iPad size. So if they probably want an iPad mini size, I guess.
Yeah, because I guess the 7.8 inch inner screen would make it iPad mini size.
Yeah.
It also would not have Face ID because of the inner, so it would go back to Touch ID on the side button, which is very much reminiscent to like my iPad Air has that.
That's how my Fold is right now.
Yeah,
Fold has the side. Yeah.
On
the power button.
Obviously, it would still have the dual lens rear camera and the front facing camera. So it sounds like very much it would be two titanium iPhone Airs joined with the hinge.
Yeah.
But just shorter.
Yeah.
So
it'll open. It'll kind of be how the Pixel Fold opens, because the Pixel Fold's aspect ratio is a little different than the Fold's aspect ratio. So that's the thing that people complained about the Fold for the longest time, was the outer screen was too narrow. I feel like Apple's going to still try to keep their screen wide on the outside, like the Pixel.
Right.
Yeah, that was the big thing. This year with the Fold 7, they expanded the outside screen, so it's more like a S line phone on the outside instead of narrow.
You ditching your Fold for it, or you just gonna have two folds now? I assumed you were gonna have one phone be non-foldable, but are you just gonna be out here two folds?
I hold on to this Fold 6. Wow, I have I might hold on to the Fold 6. I might hold on to the Fold 6.
Interesting.
I might hold on to the Fold 6 because of that.
Why? I feel like, are you going to? Because
I'm not saying I'm going to upgrade to like Fold 7 or Fold 8. I'll just hold on to my Fold 6.
Right.
I just, I've already got it, so it's not like I'm
fair. It's not like you have to pay for something.
I'm not going to go out and get a Fold 7 or Fold 8. I'm going to keep the Fold 6. Now, if it was like blows away, I'm like, well, all right. I guess I'll trade them. I trade both my iPhone and the damn Fold in for this thing and get it for $50. Trade them both in. If AT&T lets me, like, here you go, boo. Here's two.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I guess. I mean, I wonder what Apple would do if I did trade in. I took my iPhone and I took my phone. Like, here you go. Trade in both of them.
It would be interesting.
Could I trade my phone into Apple, get a gift card, and then trade the other part to AT&T? I'll figure it out. Trust me, I'll figure it out. I get this thing for the lowest price I can get it.
No, yeah, I get that. And then I think the only other question I have lingering on it is, does this run iOS or iPadOS? Now, granted, they're very similar, but
see, I've been thinking about that because if you on the iPhone, if you're in like certain apps like Messages, you turn it sideways, it turns into the iPad version of it. Where
I haven't turned my phone sideways for Messages ever.
If you do it, it'll give you the message on the side, and if you click it, it'll open the conversation on the right side. If you do it right now, do you have your iPhone?
Yeah.
If you do it right now, if you turn it, it'll do it. I was like,
my phone stays orientation locked. I had never used it.
I saw that the other day. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, I only saw that in the Messages. I'm assuming Mail does it too.
I don't know if I have the Mail app still downloaded on here.
Yeah, Mail does it too. Mail does it too. So I'm assuming if other apps implement that, it's kind of the same idea.
Right.
You just have to give them multitasking to it. That's the only thing that's missing. Split screen and all that stuff. That's the only thing that's missing.
Right.
I don't know. They could just bake that into iOS, and that could be basically they'll get the version of iPadOS that they used to have. Remember what iPadOS before could do split screen and all that stuff. Maybe they'll just bake that into the iPhone software, iOS software, and just leave iPadOS with all this Windows stuff that they got now. That's like Mac like. Maybe they'll do that. They'll just basically previous version of iPadOS and now iOS. That would be interesting if they did that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious for sure, just because they spent so much time trying to differentiate the two, and now foldable kind of brings them back together again. And it's like, well, what are you trying to do? Because it also seems like you're inching more towards wanting to get iPadOS to feel like macOS.
Yeah.
And like, are you sort of trying to go towards the one OS to rule them all, or what's the plan here?
They could go like the iPad Mini can do the Windows stuff, like all this stuff now. This Mac, I've seen people have it on there.
Yeah,
it can do all that too. I was like, okay, so they didn't limit it to just the bigger iPads.
No.
So that was a weird thing for me. I was like, would they put it on the Fold? Would they let you do Windows and all that on the Fold? Interesting.
I guess in a way, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
now I don't see them putting two different OSs on it. Like when it's closed, you have an OS and you open it. That sounds like a lot.
Do they come out with the Fold OS?
Now I don't put that past them. I do not. We have iPhone, we have iPad. I mean, I don't think they'll call it iPhone, but I don't know.
I feel like they're gonna call it an iPhone Fold. Like, I can't think like iPhone Snap doesn't work because it's, it's gonna have some cutesy name for sure. But
I'm curious. I mean, they could come out with an OS for it. Like I said, it'll be like kind of like iPad OS before this, before the new one we got.
Right.
So I can see them trying that. I don't know. I can't wait to see how they do it and what's gonna be. There's something unique about it, something crazy in it, and I'm very excited to see what they come up with. Price is a lot, but I'll figure it out. But I will figure it out. I will trade something there.
This is probably not a device for me, but I am curious to see how it goes. The foldable market is something that interests me, but I haven't fully bought in yet. Mm-hmm. Whether or not I will one day, I don't know. I'm holding out. I'm holding reservations, but it's not something that I'm looking forward to, I would say, yet. Mm-hmm. What I am looking forward to, though, which leads us to our next topic, is a smarter Siri. And in that vein, Apple apparently has an internal ChatGPT clone that is specifically there to showcase the new Siri. So it's an internal app again. It's called Veritas. Veritas, I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay. And for what we can see, this is coming from Engadget by way of Bloomberg, it's 100% a ChatGPT clone. So all of the things that the ChatGPT app can do, essentially it can do, but it's running specifically the new Siri. Okay. And that's a huge point of contention because way back last year when they said the new smarter Siri has been coming and we have yet to see it, it seems like they are really trying to make that a reality, I guess, at this point.
They got to make sure they know what's going to happen to it. It's going to be compared to all that stuff. It's going to be, Siri right now. The cancel. I'm not talking to you. Oh my god!
I had to look around, make sure mine wasn't.
That thing it lit up as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
But my iPad both and my phone. So the thing is, I do like it because I do use it. I use it to send messages, make calls for me, reminders for me, alarms for me.
Yeah.
I use it. It does all that stuff fine. Like all that stuff works. I haven't. I wouldn't ask it to give generate a code for this. I haven't done nothing like that. And I feel like that's for me when I think about ChatGPT stuff like that. That's what I think about. Today I started playing with Gemini Live today a little bit, just to a continuous. That's the thing. A continuous assistant you just talk to. You just turn on. You just keep asking questions back to back back. If Siri can do that and work and all that, well, I'll be like, hey, you want to go to ChatGPT to do it? Good for them if they can, get it to do that.
So this article goes on to state that is sort of what this is for. So, like I said, the app, it's very much an internal app. They even specify that it probably would never make its way to the public in the way that it is now, where I feel like because it'll probably just become folded into what the overall Siri is on the phone.
Right.
But it allows their Apple employees to search through personal data stored on their phone, search through their emails, their messages, take actions in apps like editing photos. And it's also a way that they can gather feedback on whether or not the chatbot format just works overall.
Okay.
So
it basically the stuff they showed us at Apple Intelligence that time, that event,
basically
at WWDC that time, yeah.
Basically. So it's one of those things where I think it was our second episode where we sort of questioned whether or not Apple was just going to fold on all of the Siri Apple Intelligence stuff and sort of bring in something like a Gemini or a ChatGPT. I think there was rumors they were trying to buy Claude AI or some other one. It seems like it's we were wrong. They're going full steam ahead with it, and theoretically, if you're testing an app with it, it's probably further along than we thought.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that they internally test it. Like this thing needs to go out. If they do it, it needs to go out on all the devices. Yes. It needs to go to the phones, the HomePod, the Apple TV. God, I don't know necessarily the watch. I don't know about the watch. But the watch,
I would disagree.
It'd be cool, but I don't know. Can it fit on the watch? whatever they're trying to do.
I
mean, the other one, the regular one, is on there. You can't talk to your watch now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but does it say Apple Intelligence for the watches? I'm curious.
I don't know. I feel like the Apple Intelligence, like everything they've called Apple Intelligence, it's stuff on the phone. Like it's just the you're not editing photo, editing photo on an iPad, editing photos and the visual intelligence thing.
So it does say. So I'm looking at their press release from June of this year. It says Apple today has announced new Apple Intelligence features that elevate user experiences across iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, and Apple Vision Pro. So at the very least, I'm assuming that's probably the Apple Watch 10 and later. And obviously probably all of the Ultras.
Right.
All of those are probably have enough inside of them to be able to handle the Apple Intelligence stuff. And I think in that regard, it kind of makes sense. You can tell just from the way that they market the Apple Watch that they want it to feel like a true extension of your phone, where you don't always have to pull out your phone. So being able to go to your wrist and say, hey Siri, I need X, Y, and Z. And then it tells you, okay, cool, we pulled it up on your phone. Now you pull out your phone and get to it. It will feel more of, I guess, futuristic and feel more like you have a true assistant with you everywhere you go. Now, whether or not it's going to work, obviously that remains to be seen. But I would hope that this app isn't just like on people's phones. Like,
I mean, I would say, I don't know. Like I said, I have to do tasks all the time. Even in the car, I do it. Hey, open this app. Hey, I'm listening to an audiobook, and I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. I said, rewind it back 2 minutes.
Yep.
Like I do that all the time. So
I do. That's probably where I use it the most. When I'm driving, because I have obviously the driving, like, you can't read in your messages and stuff. So like, hey, read that to me, or hey, send a message to my mom, send a message to my dad, whoever.
I disable my messages popping up on my screen. I don't need that.
Well, most of the time I'm driving by myself, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
So that's
I usually am too, but that one time, I'm sure. I
didn't think about that. No, I didn't think about
sure
that.
You're not, but that one time that's when it'll happen. God damn it.
Right. You get that one message.
You just start reading that shit automatically. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh, it doesn't read it. I do it. It tells, hey, you have a message. Would you like to have it read? And that's when I'm like, go ahead.
Somebody else gonna say yeah for you. Yeah.
Oh, I should recognize your voice. I'm like, oh, that'd be crazy. Then I'm tossing it out the window, right? Oh man, that would be rough. So, yeah, I guess more of the story here. I'm happy that they're trying all of these things to make Siri better. Especially for my HomePod Mini, because look, this thing is at the end of its rope. It might get tossed out the window if it keep messing up. So I need it to get better.
Never had one of those. I always thought about it. Never bought one. Because of the Apple TV integration. Apparently, you can use it for Apple TV and surround sound. But certain Apple TVs, apparently, that's what stopped me. I think
so. It works for mine, and that's what I get the most, and that's what's sort of keeping it from being. Usually, what I do is when I'm tired of all of this stuff, I just ask my mom, "Hey, you want this?"
Okay.
And I've been that close to like, hey, I got a speaker for you if you would like it. But I know they're all in on the Alexa one, so
okay.
We'll see what happens with it, and we'll definitely keep tabs on whether or not this app ever does go to the public, or if it just sort of gets folded into Siri overall. But
I'm gonna assume they'll probably make it as seamless as they can, and just here's a new update, and Siri's included in there. iOS 27. That's when they'll put it in there.
Yeah, I do look forward to the day that Siri is actually smarter and more updated, because
it's rough.
It's rough. It's very, very rough. So I want to switch complete gears here now and talk about this Xiaomi phone. I know. Oh wait, I shared the wrong one. I got a bigger picture. I know when we talked about it in Discord, I was kind of like, I'm not really here for this screen. It looks kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. Done a complete 180. I'm here for it now.
After what I said, or what?
It was that, and then I was reading this article on Wired about some of the other things that it can do, being able to take selfies with it.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that because the way that they were showing it in the pictures that you had shared before, it looked like it was only showing like the weather or showing like little stuff like that. So I'm like, this just seems dumb to me. Mm-hmm. But no, being able to take selfies with it is great because this is so much of a better camera than always your front facing one. But then also just like it was talking about how it'll essentially act like a mini version of your main screen.
Yeah,
like you're not going to be able to open apps on it or anything, but
it reminds me of the Flip, the Samsung Flip, the front screen of that. Mm-hmm. That's Z Flip. That's what it reminded me of when I saw it at first. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah. You know, they probably like you could quickly read messages or like, you know, you can quickly see like if your phone's face down now, you can quickly see if you get a call, well, who is it and stuff like that. So like stuff like that, it makes sense. I will say, it's another screen you got to be worried about failing. It's another screen you need a screen protector for.
This is true. This is true.
So all
this
of that
is why I'm hoping the case, whatever case you got a little, razivity
right,
on the back
right,
and the front, which I mean most cases do now because they know the camera modules get bigger and bigger. I swear on all these phones. So like, I'm sure the camera module, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Xiaomi comes with a case. Like
that's cool.
they give you a case and a charger in the box. That's another thing that they still do.
That is really cool.
See, that was like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, yeah. It just made me think of what like I said in the message about what the Fold does. Like you can essentially turn the Fold around and use the screen that's on the outside as your viewfinder to take a selfie. Or if you're taking a picture with the open from the inside, you can turn on the outside screen and let the people that you're taking the picture of see what you're taking a picture of. Like they can see, they're kind of like, oh, let me adjust myself to fit this, like it's neat. It's the idea of using both screens to take a picture or take a video or whatever. I think that's really cool. And you're using the best cameras on the phone.
Right. And apparently you can play certain games. Yeah. So if you want to play, I can't imagine it's anything beyond like Snake or like Brick Breaker maybe. But if you want to, you could definitely play some games on it. So it's an interesting device. They're also very petty for bumping the name convention up a year so that way it could match the iPhone exactly.
Yeah, so when you search it, this will come up too.
Yeah. So that's very, very interesting. I don't think it's gonna ever come to America.
Yeah, no.
But
it's funny. It's petty.
It is. But it's a device that would be very great to like try out if I ever got a chance to.
It's so many of these phones that we see outside the country. I'm like, boy, if they would be here, Samsung, I would be shaking. Like somebody, like I swear, that's what's pushing Samsung to do some of the stuff they did to the Fold. Once the Pixel came out and stuff like that, that gave them more competition. Like
even the pricing, like the pricing on this is for the Pro Max one. It's between $825 to $960 USD when you do like the conversion. They don't have their international pricing yet for like Europe and stuff like that, but it's probably going to be roughly around that range when you convert it back to US dollars. So even that part of it, the pricing is so much more competitive to the iPhone or the Galaxy S pricing that, like you said, they would just kind of be shaking it. It would force them to have to do a little bit more innovation.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it would do. That's why every time I see these things, I'm like, oh, that's cool, but they could just ignore it because it's not here. Right. Now, if it's here on the shelves with you, then you're like, oh man, let's see what they're doing. Maybe we gotta fix some stuff. Maybe we gotta add this in. Like I said, this screen kind of looks like the screen that's on the outside of the Z Flip. If you the Z Flip is I think it almost looks almost exactly like that. At least the newest one. Yeah, I just could out of screen. It has the 2 cameras on outside. It can do a lot of things, not everything,
right?
But it can also that is also the main camera, so you literally can take selfies with the phone closed, and using the best cameras to take the selfie. So stuff like that. It reminds me of that a lot. So battery life would be the only, I guess, the only question.
So to that, it has a 7,500. I was going to say 6,500.
Oh, that's right. I did
7,500 milliamp battery life, or battery capacity battery. It also supports 100-watt wired and 50-watt wireless fast charging. They don't have anything specific on just sort of how long that's going to be, but that's a huge battery. Now, granted, they have a second screen they have to power, so that might hurt it a little bit. And then the other thing that is really cool is those are Leica camera, like all of the sensors and everything. So
nice. Okay.
For anyone who knows cameras and everything, Leica, especially for photos, is a great sensor camera, everything to have. So this thing is doing a lot great for the guy. It does a Snapdragon chip. So
Oh, it does. Oh, that case is real. That case that has like the controls on it.
It is real?
Yeah, apparently. I'm looking at the Wired right now. This the article you gave me. If you scroll down, it says handheld console stick to the retro and handheld case sold separately. That's very interesting.
Wow, I thought MKB.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, I thought his tweet said it wasn't real.
I thought he said it was a joke. That's why I was like, wait, is that real thing?
Go back to his tweet. I could have sworn.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, he says the retro gaming case is not real.
I don't know. This article is showing it.
So
and they're saying they're talking about it.
I wonder if it means he means real. Oh no, it says it automatically connects via Bluetooth and triggers the game mode.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think maybe he just got bad information.
Maybe. 17 Pro.
It looks great.
Where do you buy it at?
So you can get it at let me go back up. So
I want to see if that case is real.
Fair.
I'm trying to look to see where you can, like, if it's on a website or something.
It's not on the Xiaomi website. I looked already.
I mean, even The Verge is showing it too.
It has to be real. I was left. Yeah, so even
it's $40.
Is it? Oh, that's not a bad price.
That's cool. That's a cool idea for a case, especially with a screen on the back like that. That's neat.
You could for sure, like if you had a Game Boy emulator and stuff like that, like you could play old Game Boy games with that.
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing. Before we get out of here, just one last thing, because I know we both have Google TVs, though I don't think either of us really use them.
No,
but in case we decided we wanted to, Google Gemini is coming to Google TV. Not even coming; it's here for Google TV. I'll share this quick little minute video from Google.
3, 2, 1, now we leave them in the dust. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, what do you want to watch tonight? It's your turn to pick.
All right. Hey, Google. Honestly, something that's realistic, local storyline, and good reviews.
Consider The Pit, a realistic, intense medical drama.
We've got some new faces with us today.
Wait, you think we can do that?
Yeah.
Welcome to The Pit. Let's go save some lives.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Google. What's an easy meal I can make with chicken breast under an hour? That's healthy but not bland.
Try these flavorful and healthy chicken breast recipes.
If you're looking for lemon and herb,
Hey, Google. We're moving to Houston in a couple of months. What neighborhoods would you recommend?
Consider Sugarland, The Woodlands, and Katy.
hi guys, and welcome to
now, how good is it going to be? Okay, so I have a thing that happens in my house all the time. So I'll say that. I'll say, that word out loud. and then it's like my Nest Hub and my Fold are both competing on which. And then they'll ask me sometimes, "Was that the right device you intended for us to answer it on?"
So
I'm
at
like,
least it's giving you that, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
That's neat. I know like I have the Google On thing from Walmart. I bought that once. That was cool, the 4K one. And then I have the Google Chromecast with Google TV. I have that in here too. Now, the one that's built into this TV down here, no, I don't use it. It's too slow.
Yeah, so the Google TV that's in my bedroom is old TCL TV. Not even that old. I think it's like, I want to say it's like a year and a half old. So it's not that old, but it's also very slow. You're right.
Software is,
the software is
not there.
That's the one where I told you I had to get the downloader app for PlayStation Remote Play because it just won't update.
Yeah.
But this one behind me, it's a Sony TV.
Okay.
So it's also about a year now. I've been in this apartment almost a little over a year. So, or a little over a year. So I got it right around probably this time last year, and I also still don't use the Google TV.
You have Apple TV on it too?
Yeah, I've had too much bad with Google TV that I'm good.
I think that's the only reason I used that I had the Chromecast in the first place, because I wanted remote play. I wanted to try it on the TV, and
that's what I still do want to try. I use the remote play on. It doesn't make sense for me to use the remote play on this because my PlayStation's sitting right underneath it. But I have used it just to see how it would work, and it works really well. The one thing I don't get with all of this Gemini stuff, which is why I wanted to bring this up, is I can already talk to it and say, "Hey Google, I want you to do X, Y, and Z."
All the things they said doesn't sound crazy. The thing they just said sound like it's something I can say right now.
All of that, So like, I don't know what Gemini is bringing to Google TV. Is my point.
Yeah, I don't. That was weird. That right there, I don't think that makes any difference. You can already do that now. A lot of them, like the Chrome. I mean, also it has to have a microphone.
Yeah, so I think
it doesn't. Some stuff don't have one.
I think
always on your remote now.
I assume it's on my remote because like the button is here and there's like some little like.
Well, she just said it. She didn't push a button. She just said it.
That is also
so. I was wondering, is it turning your remote always on, listening? Like, how do you if your TV does already have a microphone?
That's a good point. I'm assuming
how would it work?
I'm assuming the microphone is in the remote, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very good point. Like, now I don't want this to always be listening to me. And
I wonder.
Might throw this into a drawer somewhere.
I'm really wondering that because I turned on the on device. I turned because it acts as if it's another Google Home.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned it off. I was like, I already have a Nest Hub right here, and I have my phone. I don't need three things competing.
So let's see. I do have their press release open, and I'm curious if it goes into that.
So I need to go into the settings too.
At the very bottom, by the way, it says that today it is available on the TCL QM9K. I don't know what that is, but it's one specific one. And then later this year, it will be available on more devices, including the Google TV Streamer, Walmart On, 4K Pro, the 2025 Hisense. The 2025 Hisense U7, U8, and UX models, as well as the 2025 TCL QM7K, QM8K, and X11K models.
I'm feeling all these things they mentioned. They all have microphones in them.
In the actual TV,
yeah,
that would make so much more sense.
That's what it feels because the on device absolutely has a microphone in it by itself without a remote.
Okay.
I told you it acts as if it's a Google Home. You could talk to it just like the normal. What was the other thing you said? The streamer. You said the streamer.
The Google TV streamer.
They didn't say the regular one, the Google Chromecast with Google TV. They said just the streamer, which is the new one.
Right.
So I'm assuming the new one has the microphone. Let me see.
I'm looking at the new Google TV streamer.
Does it have a microphone in it by itself?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's probably why. Okay.
It must. It doesn't say specifically. It had like a little thing where it was showing like sound waves were coming out of it, but that's about if you lost the remote. Apparently, you can press a button on it.
Yeah, it does have that. You can find it has a remote finder.
Yeah,
on it.
But I think you're right. Like, I'm sure the actual device itself and not the micro. Matter of fact, the microphone or the remote does have a microphone button.
Right.
So
yeah, but they didn't show them pushing it. That's why I'm like, I'm thinking you should be able to just say it out loud and it just hears you, and it just does it.
Let me watch the video quickly. It's only a minute to see what they show. It probably does, I would assume.
So okay, so in the thing it says on the website, it says just say that or press the microphone button. Okay. So maybe they're gonna just whatever you have, whatever you think capable of, I guess. But the whole idea is just you be able to say it. It's just
right, and I think I do think that you're right that the very first devices that they're doing this for are all ones that have a microphone built in, because that's what takes it different. Like that's what makes it more. It feels more connected and seamless, where you don't have to hit this button and go, all right, now I want to talk about it. I'm just able to go, hey Google.
Right.
So I do think you're right about that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why they wouldn't have a compatibility list like that. They wouldn't have a. These are the ones that you absolutely can do this on. No, that's why they did that. And if Phantom just said the Google TV streamer, the Walmart on, I know that one has a microphone. So I was like, well, okay, that explains why they have that in the list. Because the other on devices, because there are other ones, not just that one. There are other on devices that are not Google Homes. They're just a Fire Stick. TV. It's just like a Fire Stick. Yeah. So those do not have microphones. They're on the remote, of course, but like on the device itself, no microphone. So I think that's why they name these particular things. So yeah, that makes sense.
Are you going to test it out since you have the Walmart on?
Is it out now? Is it whatever they're doing?
Let's see.
I mean, maybe it has an update. I use the thing all the time.
Later this year for that one. Granted, I don't know when later this year was. This article is from 4 days ago. So later this year could mean November, could mean tomorrow. Like, who knows?
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. I mean, I've taught them to go home all the time. So what's not talking to this thing? I turned it off. I'll turn it back on.
Right. I think that's the thing that they wanted with this, is to make it feel more conversational, where it's like you can go, hey Google, they reply, you can reply back, stuff like that, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like my Nest Hub stopped doing that, or maybe I don't know if I need to check to see if I turned it off, because I used to have it where you could ask it multiple things, and then after it's done, it would like wait 10 seconds to see if you're gonna say anything else. They used to do that. I don't know if that like was a feature they took away or something I turned off, but yeah.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you wanted to bring up before we get out of here? I think we've talked about a lot today.
I can't think of anything else. I think if you have a Samsung device, and you should try Dex. Because I feel like that's one of the hidden things that Samsung has in these phones that I don't feel like people use enough.
Right.
Like that is there is really cool. And they upgraded it now. You have widgets and stuff now on it, so it can be like an actual desktop where you plug it into a screen. It's just all you do is plug it into a screen. It used to be you plug it into a computer. Now it's just a screen.
I miss the Dex where it would go into a larger that's the real convertible devices we need. Give me the tablet where I can just slot my phone in again and now it's a tablet. Give me that again, or the laptop shell, the clamshell case where I throw my phone in it and now my phone is a laptop. That's the stuff I want to see come back.
You remember the VR headsets where it was putting your phone in it?
Oh, I had the cardboard.
The Samsung, why that one and the Samsung had one too a while back. It wasn't called. It was just one too. Put your phone in. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. It's fun. They magnified it basically.
Those I didn't like as much. I felt like I was ruining my eyes even more than they already are. And I was like, this seems like a terrible idea.
I remember, I think they were giving it out with the phone back then.
The Samsung ones, I think we got like, if you got enough people to like come to take what they had to do when we were working with the Samsung ones, they had to take a survey, that do the device stuff, and then take a survey at the end. And if you could get enough people to do the survey, you know, you can get free devices and stuff. And like that was like the top of the line one. But we did also at the very least just get discounts on getting Samsung devices. So like I had it for that, and that's when I had my iPhone, but I didn't trade in my old. Like I think I had like an S4 or whatever, and I hadn't traded that in, so I tried it with that. And like I said, I was like, this is going to ruin my eyes.
Yeah, that was one of the main perks I liked about working at Radio Shack. Was you got a phone plan for free, but also I got to see every phone that came in early.
That's crazy. That's why Radio Shack is no longer with us.
That was so fun.
Getting a phone plan for free is insane.
Yeah, that was fun. it was fun back then. I think that's when that might have been when my 2-phone journey started.
I mean, I would too. If I'm getting a free phone, I would too.
Yeah, when my problem started. But yeah, that was fun. A long time ago, but it was cool. You know, coursing people to getting 4 phones on a family plan and stuff. And you know, I was good at it. I was good at that because I could talk about a phone now.
Right.
I can talk about them. So,
I get you. I fully get you. Well, where can the people find you? What you got coming up?
I am Nerd with the Tech and everywhere, and then on TikTok has an underscore. One day I'll fix that. But I should. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm doing. Look, I just post videos when I post videos. I react to things. I'm pretty sure I'm reacting to the Wicked trailer. I haven't watched it on purpose, so I can react to it to see what's in there. I do need to play some games. I just don't know when. I have to be in the mood because sometimes I just want to play by myself. I just want to play at the mood. I just want to go over this couch and play these games with my friends, and you know that's it. I ain't trying to do nothing. I don't want to. I don't want to stream sometimes.
I fully get it.
Yeah.
You can find me at DidGe. That is DIDGE in all places. I too need to play some games. I got bullied into at least recording my Ghost of Yote playthrough. So while you will not see that live, it will be up on my channel after the fact. Okay. I'll get back to Black Myth Wukong at some point. Ideally, probably more so than anything, since Yote won't be live. That could probably be my stream game. And then I am still playing Helldivers with the Geek Set crew whenever we get a chance. So there's some gaming out there. But I also want to do some videos talking about games, and I don't know when those are going to come. I still got to finish those out. So just stay on the lookout on my social media or on here. There should be some cool stuff coming to the channel. Of course, we got this every Friday. So there is still stuff coming out that you could be excited for. But until next time, peace out.
Peace.